Last time I talked to him, I think he said he wanted to golf with Matthew McConaughey, and then you threw Arch Manning in there, which was weird. You are a Dallas Cowboys fan. Jordan Spieth, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are y'all?
Always great to see it. Love the y'all. Got to get the y'all in there.
The Cowboys fan, it's that part of the cycle where the Cowboys fan we're at the bottom, and then here it comes. We start the new season, and then we're going to win the Super Bowl, and then we don't, and then yeah, we're a Texas Ranger fan right now.
Oh yeah, and I'm happy for you. And you should focus on the goodness, focus on the optimism there. I mean, is it like a different off season in that you're not having much optimism about the Cowboys? I can't imagine Cowboys fans are very let's go rah rah right now.
Well, I guess we'll just have to see how we draft, because we're in that lull in between free agency where not a whole lot was done and then the draft. So being a Cowboys fan is tough, but we stick together, and maybe someday it'll be worth it.
They've had a quiet offseason, like you're saying. We'll see what they do in the draft. I mean, the draft, they've got, 2 Longhorn receivers. Could be interesting. Would you like a Xavier Worthy, Mr. Speedy, or Mitchell? Would you like one of those guys?
Yeah, of course. But I mean, we need a running back right now. So it's probably priority number 1 offensively. But sure, yeah, those guys are badasses. They are something else.
I think we shouldn't have started talking about the Cowboys, because that's just not a good place to start. So, okay, before we get into to more Cowboys, I guess, or maybe some Longhorns, we'll talk about them, or your quest for a second green jacket at the Masters. Let's talk about Happy Gilmore, because I've got questions. Are you excited about it?
Yeah, very. That was one of the best movies of my childhood, being a golfer. And then, of course, that's what I would go to school, and instead of being the dork that played golf, everybody would be asking questions about if you could do a Happy Gilmore. And it was like a little sprinkling of cool in the mixture of golf being kind of the 5th sport to play.
This morning I looked, and you have pulled a Happy Gilmore on the golf course, 2015. Let's go.
Oh, wow. Okay. I don't remember this. I have no idea where this went.
You don't remember this?
That was a Jake Owens charity event, but seems like it might have buzzed some heads there. But
well, you didn't kill anybody.
I mean, I'll tell you what, that's pretty to try that with those crowds right there. That was 21-year-old me. That's not very smart.
Now now you've got 2 kids. Last time I talked to you, you had 1 kid. What's going on? I mean, congratulations. Yeah. That's amazing. A baby girl, right?
That's right. Yeah. I feel like a kid, but now I'm in charge of 2 of them. But it's going great. They're awesome. It's fun. No
more Happy Gilmore for you. But with Happy Gilmore 2, and you're so excited about it, if Adam Sandler calls you about giving you a prominent role, not a cameo, a prominent role, you have to learn lines, you have to give it 2 months of your life or something, are you saying yes?
That's a really good question. I would hope that filming would be sometime between September and January, and I would be for sure in for that. But honestly, I think everybody that plays professional golf is looking for a shout out to potentially be in it. You have guys like Mickelson who have been in movies and shows, and some other players over the years, and now you finally have one of these movies being remade. It would be pretty awesome to have any part, no matter how small.
Have you met Adam Sandler?
I've not met Adam Sandler. That would be pretty awesome. I've grown up a fan of all of his movies.
Did he get you to did this get you to love golf even more? How big of a role in your career did Happy Gilmore play?
Like I said, it was just honestly, it was something that made golf just incrementally cooler. Kind of at the same time Tiger was actually making it pretty cool. So it certainly helped. But I wouldn't say that he was my inspiration on the golf course by any means. But I could probably quote most of the movie.
If you got to pick a cameo, who would you pick to get a cameo in this second film?
Well, you were just talking about Gronk on it. I think they got so many directions to go, but I think they got to go more entertainer route, like a Gronk versus golfers. But at some point there's got to be a competition, so you got to have other players in it.
Gronk would be good. Who else?
Oh, let's see I mean, Steph Curry would probably make a lot of sense as a golfer that is obviously well known to everybody. I think that would help the movie out, and he would be great in it. He'd probably be a #1 pick there if they spin it off a little into entertainers. He could play. He could do anything. He could be a pro in the movie. He could be whatever.
You just know Travis Kelce's people, his team, his agents are like, get me in this movie.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of guys who I know, like, you could have them actually hit a shot on camera and people could be like, okay, that could pass the test. I don't know if Travis can, but I know Steph can.
Yeah. Are you sad that because of this movie, and it'll probably film over a year, that you're going to be without your caddy, who's going to play the caddy since he looks like him? Will Zalatoris?
Well,
or no?
yeah. Well,
you're going to lose
true.
Will Zalatoris on the tour because he's going to be the caddy in the movie.
That's right. I think he'd be in for it. I think he'd swallow his pride. He'd give in to everyone who's always talked about him looking like that, and he'd for sure take the role. I mean, my caddy could definitely play Adam Sandler's caddy in the movie. He could go eat the cracker off the green as a ball marker, take the quarter. He'd be in for that too. But yeah, there's options.
Gronk made me watch this movie this year, and I'm so glad he did, because otherwise you and I would have nothing to talk about. Actually, I met a bunch of your friends. I talked to Smiley Kaufman and got all the dirt on all of you and your Baker's Bay stuff, and you're like just and those boys are rowdy. Those Justin Thomas and companies, unbelievable.
Yeah, they are. I mean, when you give us a little time off, we're gonna take advantage of it.
Who is the shooter McGavin on tour right now?
Oh man, there isn't much of one right now, is there?
Oh, we need one.
Scheffler's out there, winning a lot of golf tournaments, Scotty Scheffler, but he's not a shooter McGavin personality at all. So we need one.
We need one. Everybody needs an anti-hero. Obviously a big theme in Happy Gilmore is heckling. What is your best heckling story?
Oh, it has to be from Phoenix. I mean, I've heard plenty over the years. I've heard some good ones at other people, probably ones worse to other individuals than myself. The Ryder Cups on American soil, sometimes our fans go maybe a little overboard towards the Europeans. But it'd have to be either Phoenix or there. And I mean, people will go personal. But I mean, at the same time, like, how many games do I go to where I'm yelling at somebody? I get a few beers in me and I'm at a Mavs game and I'm yelling at somebody.
You do?
Absolutely. But
You're
I've done it
Jerry
since,
Jones, get a running back.
Yeah, no, I try to stay away from the ownership. I don't really want to yell at the ownership,
Smart.
when like Luka and Devin Booker in each other's face, I'm one of the guys in the crowd that's standing up yelling, and I support my teams, and if they can't really hear you much in a football game, but basketball or hockey or something.
So we're going to cast you as the guy in the movie that yells jackass the whole time. That's going to be Jordan Spieth and Happy Gilmore too. We have figured out a lot of things here during this short chat.
Yes.
Listen, I wanted to talk to you about playing this weekend, but you're not playing this weekend. And there's another tournament in your home state of Texas that you're not playing in ahead of the Masters. Why aren't you playing in them?
Well, I played the last 3 weeks, and then I plan on playing next week in Texas as well to get ready for the Masters. So I played 3 in a row. I got 1 week off, and I got another 3 in a row. So at some point, you got to take a week off. And I've always loved playing in Texas, and this one just happened to fall kind of right after a few of our big events and right before the lead into Augusta.
I've learned a little golf from my Netflix Cup days with Justin Thomas and company. What is the one thing that you are really working on ahead of the Masters?
Right now, I'm kind of working on my wedges and my short irons, which is always fun to work on. But those are our scoring clubs. I've kind of put a lot of practice into more driving the ball and putting, and both I'm doing well right now. But some of my short iron and wedge game has been lacking, which is normally a strength of mine. So I just got to put more time into it this week and fire it up next week. So I got a checklist of items to do. I get some mechanic stuff down, and then I go into kind of a lot of playing and really trying it out on the golf course. So just normal stuff. There's always something to work on in the game.
Confidence is good?
Yeah, confidence is good. I mean, I've had kind of a weird year. I missed a cut a couple weeks ago, and but I feel like my game's a lot better than it's been showing, and I'm heading into a few events that I've got a good history in.
Go get another green jacket. Bring it home.
You got it.
All right, appreciate you as always. Good to chop it up. Good luck. We'll be watching. And at some point, you'll have to explain to me that Riviera card thing, but just today's not the day for that.
Yeah.
Let's look ahead, and we'll tackle that next time. Thanks, Jordan.
That's right.